Welcome to Evercast, Evercade podcast, where I'm joined by Pete and a bird.
Yep, that's me.
No,
We'll see.
the bird never gets old.
It never does.
No, that's great, man.
I get reminded of it all the time. Anyway, every time I take the garbage out because I bought those garbage straps.
Oh my gosh! Well, we may have some big news to talk about. We'll see if Gandalf makes his way
depending
here.
on your point of view.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, if you consider a big move. Blah 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 blah.
Blah blah blah. But how you guys been doing? How's your week been and all that?
Effing tired. It's been like 7 months of being effing tired.
Well, it's probably because I've been working on that Indie Heroes 3. Like I've been playing through all the games. Only today I'm like thinking maybe I'll totally change the way I'm doing stuff and just throw everything away that I've done already.
You're just weird. It's great that you treat your hobby like your hobby. You're like me. It's like YouTube's a hobby, so you just do.
Yeah, if I'm spending too much time on it and I'm getting too worried about it, it's like, well, okay, I gotta change something. Because
it's funny because I'm on my 9th YouTube channel. Like I just go and kill it, don't delete it. Like I just have fun. Like
that's I purposely said I don't not necessarily purposely sabotage my own channel, but I do sabotage my own channel.
Oh, I do it all the time. Why would I put Evercade and Switch stuff on my channel? If I stuck with Steam Deck, I'd be like huge. But I gotta follow where my heart is, right?
Yeah.
You guys don't remember like 5-6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago. Crow, you and I didn't know each other then. We've only known each other for
that's
4
true.
years. But I used to have a channel called Cranky Dad Gamer, where I had this full shtick. I was crankier than normal, and I had this stick. I was like the James Rolfe, the angry video game nerd.
So you played a character on your channel.
I was playing a character, yeah, Cranky Dad Gamer. But then I'm like, I am cranky, so it's true to self. A few people who follow me now might remember that, but yeah. I couldn't stay cranky. People used to call me out. It's like, why are you happy? And I'm like, crap.
To be honest, I probably wouldn't have watched a video by a channel called Cranky Dad Video or whatever it was.
Cranky Dad Gamer. Why? Yeah, I guess. Well, you're a dog daddy.
That's true, but I wasn't back then.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You're right. Google that. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Welcome. So, all good stuff. Let's see who do we have in the chat. Oh, this is kind of funny. Mike's a little bit early. He posted that at 10:19 p.m. last night. See you Saturday. Yes.
I guess is my cock hurts really bad then.
Yep. That was great. Oh my god. Oh, we got more channel members. We got Lloyd. We got Lloyd in the house. We got Genejoke. We got even more channel members. We got Dan Nastic and Fan Fiction Archive Gig. We got Atari Fan 72. We have the Infamousian Hobbies. Another member, Rob Taylor. Hope you're all doing good. Welcome, everybody. Some news and stuff did drop, but
yeah, and I actually know the news because I got a picture behind me. Because Rich's stuff comes up in my feed constantly. Because that's how when I can't get time to chat with Rich very often, I just watch all his videos. It's like, yeah, I'm chatting with him. Like he'll do a video and I'll talk back to him while I'm watching it.
There you go.
So you're talking to him twice at the same time.
Yeah. Well, usually I try to pop in his live stream, but he live streams usually when I'm still at work.
I noticed something from his news. Speak of the devil, you summoned Rich.
I always summon Rich.
Hey! He did.
What did I say? Like I said 5 minutes after we started.
He'll join.
Yeah.
That's
about right.
Long time no see, Gandalf.
What's going on, guys?
Everybody's been busy, but doing awesome and all that. No, I was gonna say too when we'll get to it, but actually Rich pointed something out in the ever delays that like Blaze kind of hit a little bit, which would have made me mad if I didn't catch it. But anyways, we'll get to that in a second. I do want to get to the polls really quick because I feel bad that I haven't like shown my polls in a while. And people,
nobody
Don't be showing your poll.
The white wizard approaches. Hey, ever grumpy Canadian. That's great. Yeah, this week's it's really simple. I forget who gave me the idea, but I liked it. It was a yes or no. It's like, would you rather have an Evercade Alpha for free or all the carts next year for free? And most people would rather have the carts. So just kind of a...
Yeah.
Well, that's because it's probably, I guess it depends on how many carts. I mean, you got to think
Everybody
about
following
what's the
your
better
channel already
value.
own one. Already owns an Evercade.
What's like if they came out with 12 carts, 20, like say they're $25 a piece. How much money is that? I think that's more money than an Alpha would cost. So that's a better value proposition.
Well, yeah, but it's kind of more of like, because like an Evercade Alpha, that's a huge cost up front versus like, yeah, you do get more value for the carts. It was, if there was only 10, that would be like $400. But I've heard someone suggest, and I just wanted to kind of ask that, like, are people really that hyped about the Alpha, or
I keep forgetting I got it coming. I finally broke down and ordered the Mega one. Did I tell you guys I ordered the Mega Man one?
No.
Yes,
no.
I thought you did. When did
The
you
base one,
buy
yes.
it? Maybe
I
I
got
was
the
just
base one.
imagining.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I have that one coming, but I keep forgetting that it's coming.
Yeah, it's not really on my mind. It's just occasionally I'll think like, oh yeah, that's right, I got that Alpha coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Which is like Evercade products never on time.
Am I really seeing something called Collie Defense on my Evercade?
Yeah. We played it last week.
I don't
I
remember
played it
that.
last week.
I don't remember talking about that.
But yeah, well, we talked about it right at the end because I had updated the VS.
Oh, okay. It must have been brief, right?
Yeah, it was pretty brief, but it's all right. Collie Defense is pretty good. But
I don't mind tower defenses.
But yeah, I mean,
I'm not a big fan of them.
With the I mean, it's not me that say that they're never on time. It's just I report the news.
They're saying, hey, Rich is never on time. Why should we be on time?
Yeah.
That's true. Oh, I am like ever. Got it.
Yeah.
That's true. So
we got that, and then before before we get into the game, so I'm sure, and I called it like an ever. Whoops, what the hell is it?
Blocked out the trauma. Yep.
View this tab.
Am I like just feeding dogs?
There we go. Gotta love StreamYard. Technical difficulties. Da-da-da. But yeah, no, I did like a PSA for the ever delay. But here's what I didn't notice that Rich caught, and I don't know why they weren't up front. So they're very focused on, yes, we apologize, whatever, for the XPR. But then down here they buried this about the Tate grip, and I saw, luckily Rich put in his thumbnail that EXPR and Tate, and I saw that, and I was like, when the hell did they talk about that? And then I saw that they buried it down here, and I'm glad that they caught that, because I wasn't going to wait until November to get the next 2 carts.
Why? Why would they delay the Tate grip?
Well, the only reason why is because I think whatever happened, it has to do something with the case or a port, and that port needs to get changed, and therefore they need to change the grip. So they're going to have to delay and refab both of those things in order to make it work.
But that would mean that the grip wouldn't work with the regular EXP either.
Well, that's the other thing, though. When they originally announced the grip, they said it worked for both.
Yeah.
And looking at my EXP Limited, it has the same on the side, it looks almost identical to the shape and size of the EXPR. So the weird thing for me is, well, what changed that made the grip have to be delayed?
Like, you would think that the ports would be exactly the same. In fact, with the XPR, it's a less of an issue since it doesn't even have an HDMI port.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah,
maybe they're shipping at the same time.
There's nothing to.
That's what I'm thinking.
But if you're playing on Tate, you're not going to use the HDMI port anyway.
But people, like, you get a grip already.
You can print one.
Exactly.
You can print one. You could still you
true.
buy one on Etsy if you really wanted a grip, and
Right.
it probably wouldn't cost you as much as they're charging.
Well, no, certainly not. Especially if you had your own machine. I mean, the filament alone is.
Yeah, but even if you went on
for like
Etsy
$1
and you looked at for a Evercade Tate,
Yeah.
I don't think that people are charging more than $20.
Color from the manufacturer. Yeah, I think there's some type of a delay. But Well, luckily though, at least to like, no secret, I get all my things from Video Games Plus, and shout out to Jasmine, who is the support representative, because I emailed them, and what they did is they were able to cancel my order, give me a gift card. So I reordered the grip separately. I reordered Tomb Raider and Thanos separately, but then I had to pay like $5 for shipping for the grip. So
That's exactly what they did for me when I originally had the EXPR ordered, but when the alpha came out, I ordered that, but I had to cancel my EXPR order. But then I had to also cancel my Thalamus order so I could order Tomb Raider and Thalamus together. And all the when I did that, they gave me all the credit back in a gift card.
Get a grip.
And I was like, okay, whatever, yeah.
Oh,
Well, I got a grip.
The grip was delayed. Shipping costs are very high, and they didn't want to ship the EXPR and the grip at the same time. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, that makes sense logistically. But
you worried me there for a second, Rich, because I know like.
Well,
I'm like, your technical brain got me worried.
Well, so what happens is, when I read stories like that, sometimes like I'll just, I'll spitball. I'll just be like, oh, I mean, I have no idea why the grip got delayed. And the only thing I can think of is like, oh, well, they found a problem in the XPR. They need to change the grip somehow, and that's why they're both delayed.
Well, if it's a shipping issue, I'm assuming it's shipping to the customer.
Well, or perhaps shipping to them. Because maybe the grips are ready and they're sitting there in the fab, and then they had to redo the EXPRs. So instead of having them ship the grips so they can ship now to the customer, they're having them hold it because it just costs too much to put them all on that boat and get them all over here. Shipping in those big senses, though, when you're talking about large orders, it is super expensive.
But you're talking about volume and not weight, and but and the volume
space,
of
in the crates,
the boxes of these things is not going to be diminished if they're shipping it together. So they're still going to be using up the same amount of space.
Yeah. So I think the whole thesis about me, and the delays and all that kind of stuff, as I had that interesting question at the end. Which was, so if they're having problems, are they, here's a couple questions we don't know the answers to, right? Are they using the same fab, and have they been using the same fab for, all these years, right? And if that is the case, and now it is apparent that, on not one or two, but multiple occasions, they're having trouble getting the stuff out of these fabs, is it time for the team at Blaze to start looking at, all right, well, if this fab is giving us so many problems, and they're smaller than everybody else, they're growing. They're a growing company, but they're smaller than Nintendo or Microsoft or Sony or whatever. They can kind of like push around and get what they want as far as the fabs are concerned. Should they start looking at a different fab? And if that fab, the different fab is going to cost them more money to produce the product, but do it in a way that is more reliable, then obviously they're going to have to get the cost somewhere, right? So then my question was, if that were the case, right, to get another announcement later on, or even just a poll or something like that, they're just reaching out and say, hey, we found out that this is not working. 2024 was the lesson learned. We can't use this fab anymore because there's so many problems coming out. So moving forward, we're gonna find a different fab. It's going to be a better product. However, it's going to cost us a little more. So the ask then is, what if your EXPR, because it eliminates margin at that point, if you're thinking about it in the business perspective, right? To move to get another product that's more expensive to produce, right? So what if they go, well, instead of 99, we're at 119? Do people balk at that?
Yes.
Or do we go, well, I'd rather get my stuff on time than have to keep delaying?
I'll tell you. Well, so I love what you just said. Two things. One, I think yes, because then you're getting into the cost of the EXP that came with the Capcom collection. But actually, so you raised another question saying all that, Rich. I wonder, does Blaze own the molds, or does the factory own the molds, like for the for like their carts and everything? Because if they don't, because making molds are expensive. If they don't own the molds to all that, then they may be locked into that one manufacturer unless they move to somebody else. and then and then like you said, then what's the cost and like retooling, or maybe I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, that's all good question. I think some people wouldn't care. I think some people would bother. If they did that, I would hope anyone that pre-ordered wouldn't get that additional cost. But maybe after this batch, if they did that, that might be okay. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that we can know from the outside looking in is, I mean, this stuff's hard. It's hard to do, and the thing that is the positive, the silver lining in all these bad stories that keep coming up is the fact that when this happens, they're right up front. Andrew's coming out and Sean's coming out, and they announce whatever they announce, and at least they've got something for you, and then they don't just go dark, right? I've been dealing with companies that go dark all the time. Looking at the fact that we're nearing the end of August, and Play Magi said, what is it, 4 months ago, that we might get an update that may fix some of the problems that were going on with the Polymega. So again, I mean, we've been and a number of different companies, they've all done stuff like this, but at least hey, we get the information, it's in a timely manner, the news is not so great, but they're working on it, which is good. And then
I just wish this was that part, because like the grip I totally missed that. I'm like, yeah, tell us about the damn cart. I mean, I know the people who pre-ordered this care, but I'm like, long as this doesn't affect the carts, and then
right, yeah, and that's the other thing too. They were able to get around and say, oh well, at least the people that are doing the cart orders on the side are able to get those, and they're selling. Because I on the same video yesterday, I went back on Funstock, and I'm like, well, if you were wanting to order just Tomb Raider, just the Alamus, whatever, could you order it right now? Most of it's all sold out. The only thing you can order right now is the Thalamus Tomb Raider t-shirt bundle. That's the only one that's available on Funstock, which is pretty crazy.
Back at Blaze headquarters are like, no, we have to have the carts. They're like, because if we don't, Ed is going to lose his shit, and then we don't want to talk about that. I'm kidding. No, but
but still, I mean, that's that. At least that's good,
Yes, that was the biggest thing I cared about.
BSR is shipping, so that is a thing that's shipping too.
Yes, don't screw over the other cart. I don't know. No, but like that was great. But yeah, this was a little bit buried. That's why I'm glad you put that like in the thumb. I was like, what, the grip? And then I was like, no. I was like, I need to right then and right then and there, I had, that's when I did my canceling. Is if I didn't see that and then all my stuff was delayed, I would have been so mad.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, I try to get it. I try to get everything. Sometimes I miss.
I know you all do.
No.
I know you all. Yeah, I know you all. Because like I can't fake emotions like that. So that's I know that's why you all want to.
Everyone's got to be chill.
Yeah, but yeah, no, they did redeem. So let's talk about like they did redeem themselves. At least in my opinion, with this.
Yeah,
I'm sure you all like
fun announcements. We get the spoiler right in the background. He's been rocking for the.
What is so
right here.
What's so epic about? And I checked this last night when I streamed. You can't get Legacy Blood Omen 1 or Soul Reaver 1 on Steam. Like you could only get the sequels. I think you can get one of them like on good old gaming. Yeah. So that just kind of makes it like neat that there isn't like an official release of these out.
Yeah.
I don't think, unless it's on Switch.
On PlayStation.
Like PSN?
Like
can you buy these titles on PlayStation?
Well, yeah.
Right. But I mean, right. But I'm talking about like modern.
Oh, there was an official release.
Yes.
I mean, like in 2024. This game, I never heard like this, like 2.5D Diablo-esque awesome type. Like,
Blood Omen Legacy of Kain is a classic.
I missed that.
Yeah, it was a game people liked back then.
Oh,
I mean,
yes,
that's not bad.
Dan, I did that on purpose, and not only that, some of the music that Blaze has been using is like copyright claims. I've noticed, so it used to not be that way, so that's why I kind of did that.
Yeah, I mean,
You caught
in PAL territories, Blood Omen is a little hard to get. It looks like on I'm looking at
Really?
price charting. So that's a good thing.
You know what though? For such a big release, they hardly put anything here. Like I had to like.
Is it really a big release though? Like,
Yeah, it's a big name that's niche. We were talking about that last week. That's exactly what I thought it was going to be. It was going to be something that was kind of huge for people that know what it is, and they're going to be hype, and everyone else is going to be, what is that?
What is this? Yeah.
When I saw this, my immediate thought was, well, that's high dose and crystal dynamics. What else can they get? I wasn't really thinking like, I was like, oh, can
Gex.
We get Gex?
Oh yeah, that's immediately. The comments were absolutely filled with people that were like, oh, Gex has to be next now.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I'll play Gex. That's fine.
But what's funny though, when I think crystal dynamics, I just think 3DO for some reason.
Oh yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
But didn't Gex come out on 3DO first?
Yes, it was on 3DO first.
Yeah.
I played Soul Reaver. I played that, and that game controls like jank.
It is a little weird.
I didn't even really realize it was on.
I never played the
I thought
first
it was
one.
Dreamcast.
No.
The first one kind of is more up my alley, so I'm kind of interested to play the first one.
It's cool. I've played both. It's neat.
So it is big in Europe. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver was on Dreamcast. That's where I knew about that game.
Yeah.
Oh, the first one or the second one?
Soul Reaver. Soul Reaver was on
PC
and PlayStation.
Yeah, Soul Reaver is the second one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I played that. Okay.
But there's also a Soul Reaver 2.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Blood Omens 1 and Blood Omens 2. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. And then
I think they might be okay. The first one, I know I played the second one. I'm like, it's not that great, but
I see. I loved it on. Yeah, no, I remember I loved it on Dreamcast, and then it's kind of neat to see it here. But Legacy of Kain though really excites me. I was like, dude, that looks so cool. So yeah, I wish we were getting this month instead of Tomb Raider, but I will enjoy that.
It's not necessarily something that it excites me. I'm not looking forward to playing it, but it's not a disappointing game either. So.
I mean, I guess
it's a watch.
I guess the thing is, as far as wait goes, though, you're not going to have to wait almost hardly at all.
There's like 4 carts coming in the next 6 weeks.
I mean, in the next week and a half, they're going to ship the Thalamus and Tomb Raider collections, and then we're going to have that for like 2 weeks, and then they're going to ship these.
Yeah, it's kind of
boom,
crazy.
boom.
That is September.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's gonna not really. It's gonna be like last year where you get like all these carts all at the same time, and then nobody plays them that much just so they can play all of the games as fast as possible.
Dude, you know what? Forever to play this stuff.
Yeah, this is gonna be something that the cool thing about this collection being the twofer is that both of these games take hours to complete. So it's actually they're like legitimately long games that are worth it.
Nice.
Good news for Crow is less and less games per cart. So technically, Crow should take quicker to get through these.
It's not necessarily true. Usually, when there's more games on them, I can. They don't take as long to finish.
Yeah.
But this, the last couple dual carts, I was spending weeks on them.
Yeah, it's time for you to give up and just give up on this and just
Well, I still want to. I'm still playing the games. But I'm not gonna make the videos the way I've been making them. Because that was just taking way too long.
Nice, Herb.
Oh, hey, check this out. Thank you so much, Herb Wars, for becoming a member. I appreciate it.
Very cool times.
And actually, hold on, because you did that. That deserves this.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh yeah, I am the cream. Nobody does it better.
He does it better.
Nobody deserves that.
I think like I said, really what it is at Blaze Studios, they're like, well, we've been kind of slow on content. We need to give Ed more like streaming content so that I think they do this just for me. Nice. No, but seriously though, I love this and I it's funny. I could never, I could never forget, Cathedral. So I have to say, at least it's emulation and it's not native. So I'll be able to, I'll be able to have those save states. So if something happens.
So
to my
you're
save.
just never gonna play Cathedral again.
I don't know if I don't know if I can, or at least I might not be able to play it.
No, I'm pretty sure you're never gonna play Cathedral again because you would have played it by now.
Maybe. There was a time when I think it was on sale for like $5 on Steam, and I almost bought it. But it feels weird playing it on Steam, though. I don't know.
Why would it feel weird playing it on Steam?
Because I feel like I'm betraying Evercade. Oh man! Oh man! Oh man!
That's a you problem.
Well, I was like, technically it's a Blaze problem, but they say technically it's a developer problem. But I'm not the only one that had those issues. But so here's what I like about Legacy of Kain. I think it's one of the situations that I think really shows off Evercade, and that you have people have nostalgia for this, and then there's people maybe who don't have nostalgia, but they're excited to play it. So you have discovery and nostalgia, and that's what I love about this card. And it goes back to less is more. Like, if anything, I want to see more. I want to see more of these dual carts. Maybe we'll see more next year. And
what about less? Because you just said less is more. So if we see less, then we get more.
But I feel like though that one thing I've been saying for a long time is we need like some good PlayStation games, and finally, like that aren't like sports games. Like, yes, we got.
What about the
good.
Tomb Raider
Get some
games?
Tomb Raider, get some Legacy of Kain.
Yes.
I think we're gonna wind up seeing more, to be honest, because there's tons of PlayStation games that they can get licenses to that are in that that mid to high tier. That the licenses are kind of floating out there, and not a lot of people are doing a lot of those things. And also, the 90s are starting to be in the zeitgeist a little bit. So I wouldn't be surprised if 25 had some more of these Gigacart PlayStation games.
We're going to see two
awesome
PlayStation games.
Right? No, yeah, you don't want them to go nuts.
I think we've got more than enough already. I mean,
really?
Yeah, because when we first started getting into Evercade, it was all the old stuff. That's what people were getting into the Evercade.
Yeah, that's true.
What about all the arcade games we're not seeing?
Well, that's the other.
Oh yeah,
that would be the other thing. Yeah, you should. It'd be great to see some great arcade games. Now, also on the on a lot of the videos that have been going on, including the announcement video that went out for Legacy of Kain. Friend of the channel, Phantom Fiction, was mentioning that he is also lamenting the fact that we don't have those big, huge collections anymore. Those 10+ game carts. We haven't been seeing a lot of those at all. And he's like, "Oh man, it'd be great to get some more of those."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
At least
My
one or
favorite-
2 a year.
Herb is right too. SNK cart. Like, there's so much left on the table, right?
Yeah,
Like,
SNK. Where's SNK?
yeah, where's
There's
SNK? Like, there's so much left on the table from the 80s and 90s that arcade wise and console wise that could come out. Like, I have nothing against PlayStation games, but I remember the first 2 or 3 years of PlayStation games. Like, I mean, there's a lot of jank on there, right? Like, there's
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
And
yeah,
you
I mean,
think about
it was
even
an awkward
the
era
early
of games.
3D games.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Be getting these
it
old.
was awkward,
old
right?
Polygon 3D
It was a little
games.
awkward, but there are
If we were
certain.
transitioning from 2D to 3D, like, if I'd like to see some top, like, PlayStation had tons of still 2D role-playing games and stuff. I'd love to see some of those games come on there, right?
Yeah.
Shooters too, shoot 'em ups, and
Yeah, but they were. That's why they beat Nintendo, right? They went full JRPG and
No,
regular
they beat
RPGs. So
Nintendo.
there's still tons of those.
Because the
Yep.
games were cheaper, because Nintendo didn't get away from cartridges. Everybody else did.
Yeah, that
And
also
it was
that was a pretty big
making
factor.
and it was making the cartridges. Each Nintendo game cost $20 more than a
Yeah,
PlayStation
well, that's same
game.
with the Switch tax, right? That's
Yeah.
the Switch
And-
tax. It's
Yeah,
like,
and the games when side by side, they didn't have as much content because of the limited storage space.
Yeah.
If you want a 64 gig Switch cartridge to put your game on, it costs you $31
That's
from
crazy.
Nintendo to get it produced. That's why you see all the cartridges on Nintendo like 2 or 3 gigabytes or 5 gigabytes. Very seldom anything over 16 because they scale in pricing because they have to print
Yeah.
your cartridges.
That's
pretty
why,
wild.
that's why when they do like the Mega Man collection, only half the games are on the cartridge, and then the
Yeah.
other ones are
Because
you
they
have to download.
pay for the 1 gigabyte cart and everything else is download because it's 1 gigabyte cart's like $2.
Well, that's the weird thing though is that I mean they're using flash memory, right? On the Switch
but
carts?
Nintendo manufacture all the first party groups. They manufacture it for the game companies. Game companies don't get to make it. It's
Yeah.
like they send the copy of the game, the Gold Master, to Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, and they print it on discs and carts. And disc is easy; it's like pennies on the dollar. But carts for Nintendo, like I said, it's a scale.
Yeah, I mean, well, you figure if they're going to
Switch tax.
If they're going to continue doing that into the next generation,
well, they will as long as they have physical carts because they're more expensive. The plastic, the circuit boards, all that, right? On disc, it's just an image.
Right, but then at that point though, like when you're talking about like these the 32 gig cart costing so much, right? You got like these little guys right here, you can fit that right into a Switch cart, and I can get these all day long at retail for $8.99 for a 2-pack. You know what I mean? So it's like it's all about trying to find the right.
It's all about their what do you call it, right? Their the protection on the carts too, right?
Right.
So
well, that's the other thing.
Cards is easy to hack than their own proprietary cart design, right?
That's true.
That's true. That's the whole thing. Like if you put a cart out that everybody has a reader for, it's pretty easy to hack it.
Well, yeah.
It's all about Nintendo being anti-consumer and passing the costs on to you instead of to the developers. That's all. That's all it is.
Well, that's every company I've ever met.
But at the same time, it's them protecting their IP. So, like, you gotta give it to them to be like, all right, well, they're not playing around. So
no. I kind of more mean that it's a BS. You buy a physical cart and half of the game is on it, and it's not like a CD, and you expect it can't even be called.
That's a little
whatever the hell it is. That's kind of what I mean.
Yeah.
In order to save $5.
So
No.
It's so much cheaper.
But yeah, you're just getting back to the the card announcement. Like that was pretty cool for me. I wasn't necessarily surprised because I think it was one of those. I think it might have been like a little bit of a worst kept secret kind of thing. A lot of people were already speculating about it.
Legacy of Kain last week.
Yeah, the whole chat, every single one of them in the chat was like, "Oh yeah, let's do Legacy of Kain," and it was like, I guess it's cool. I mean, that's possible. And then of course there it is. So I'm not really shocked to see it, but
it's a good win for them. I think it's a good win.
Yeah,
so I have no problem at all with this. I'm interested to try it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
did it blow my socks off? No, but that's okay.
Right. Well, and like I was saying, I'm on price charting right now, and I'm like, well, the value proposition, right? Because it's going to be a $25 cart. How loose can you get Blood Omen Legacy of Kain?
$6.
It's $6 in
United States.
In the United States,
and that's where I live. So that's all that matters.
Nice.
But to be fair, I would never buy these games.
Yeah, in PAL territories, though, apparently, I don't know if I guess it was a small run or something like that. But in PAL territories, it's like $52.
Ooh. And guess what? If you know where to look, it's completely free.
Of course. But you actually get. I think there's something neat about getting actual like CD media like on a cart.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2024, and then you get like the booklet. So December, I have a couple theories because we have 2 carts left. So a few things. I wonder, are we going to get another arcade to go with the alpha? And I wonder this year if we haven't heard anything. Like I wonder like if technically Blaze has like a few what if deals, like they don't actually know, and then maybe if whatever goes through, that's what we'll see in December. Or is it just going to be like, hey, we have like another Pico 6? Like, come out. What do you got?
I have no idea. Like, I kind of like the idea of not caring too much.
Just being I kind of would hope that Blaze has a clue what they're going to be putting out this year by now, because the year's already half over.
Well, it's already I mean, it's those carts are wrapped up.
Probably more gigahertz next year, but like I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Hopefully arcade. I see more arcade games.
Yeah, the last 2 in December.
That'd be sweet.
It makes sense. It makes sense to have 2 more arcades to go with the alpha.
So do you know the alpha's getting delayed, right?
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Probably.
It has to. Like 100% has to get delayed. I can't see how it ships.
Does it get delayed out of the year though? Does it get
Yes,
delayed out of
100%.
2024?
Yeah, it's a January,
I
February.
can't see everything Ablaze putting out getting delayed. Because I'd be surprised if anything gets released on time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not being me being petty, but I just can't see it happening. I don't think they can get it out.
I mean, it's a big brand new product that is.
Yes, I mean,
more
it's
complicated.
complex screens, shipping, distribution.
Yeah,
I mean, they're nuts. They're absolutely wacky. I obviously I could care less if it gets delayed, to be honest with you, but I guarantee it's going to get delayed.
Yeah, it's a little wild. It's a little wild.
I don't care for me, but I care for people who
Well,
order.
they got the
so
EXP.
wait.
Look at the hardware they're doing.
Small-
EXP, R, VSR, those little grippy things, and then 2 actual 4 different alphas, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of hardware.
And
It
super
is.
pockets.
So
And 2
small-
super pockets.
Small
Yeah.
PSA. If you guys are ordering hardware, all right, the lesson learned is you order the hardware or any accessories in a separate purchase.
Yep.
From any of your carts.
Yeah.
And then you order your carts and your doubles. Like the 2 carts that come out each month in tandem. You order those in tandem, and then there you go. And that's it. That's what you do. So
That's if you want 2 versions of it, because a lot of times they pack the cart in.
yeah,
with
that's
hardware.
true. That's true. That's
Not
more like
most people
collector
don't
kind of
want to
thing.
pay an extra $100, right?
Yeah. I don't think they shipped yet. No.
No.
They should
But they
ship
will.
this week, right?
They should ship this week.
Yeah, I
be
didn't
getting
get a
notifications
notification
soon.
from Video Games Plus, but usually they're behind fun stock. So
So
I'm looking forward to.
I'll
the
let you guys
Talons
know.
collection.
yeah, me too.
Big ones are done and done. So you know what? Like, okay, so like, what would be like awesome? I doubt it's gonna happen, but like, I think what would make me the most excited, like if they did like, let's say like a double Konami and a red cart and a purple cart like that. That would be that. I think that would be like the biggest thing. That would be.
I think this is their big release, right? This is the one they were hinting at. This is the huge news, right?
Hope
This
not.
one here.
I'm still waiting for the huge news.
I think this
Yeah.
is what they think the huge.
As far
news
as the
is.
property goes, I think you
Yeah.
might be right.
I think this is the
Yeah.
huge news they're
I
referring
got
to.
because
Was it Gene? I think you were in the chat yesterday on the post, and you were saying, there's expected in a wild card. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So we're gonna be
This one is the
expecting
big
one,
one for
and then
them.
there'll be a wild card.
Yeah, because they got didn't RGT get sent the cart for Kain already to play him? So
Yes.
I think this is why this is their big news.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Either that or you don't think RGT flew over there, did you?
No, they sent it to me.
Oh,
So
no.
I watched the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
I
how
watched
it came up
the
my
first
feed.
part of the video when he was talking about it, but
He's not really good at that stuff though. Like I find he's it's weird when he started. Like you can tell he didn't have a clue about the game, and I'm like, oh, okay. It just felt like one of my videos, and I'm like, dude, you're better than me. Get better.
I guess he's still coming off of all the convention circuit.
The drama.
He went through he went to like a ton of different conventions because it's in the Northeast. We had like 4 all right in a row, and then he was like every other weekend he was out in some kind of convention. I saw him at too many games.
Oh,
So,
cool.
Yeah, it was cool. So anyway,
Yeah, it could be that, but at least I hope this year if we don't get big releases, then I kind of feel like next year there's like no excuse.
well, no, I mean, I would say there's no question that Tomb Raider is a big release.
Yeah.
That's I mean it's
It is.
when you have a video game property that reaches the level where they make like a full movie series out of it. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
It's a pretty big property. I mean, it's not
It is.
not
It is.
every video game gets a movie series.
Yeah.
That was Angelina Jolie, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And they went back. They went back for more after the original trilogy. As far as the games go, what is there 10 games in the series or something like that?
Well, there's a lot.
That's a huge property.
What would be bigger? No, I'm talking like if they like Sega SNK Konami.
Yeah, that's it. Like a huge. Yeah, exactly.
They made another film in 2018 without Angelina Jolie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did that. They kind of rebooted it without her.
Yep.
Oh.
You hear that there's a yeah, there is,
Yeah.
but I don't know
She's
how many
not
people have
Angelina
seen.
Jolie.
So
Yeah,
no, this.
that's what I
So,
heard
but
too.
here's the thing, and maybe it's unfair for me to do this. I am very excited. All this, I don't think it has the level of hype of Duke Nukem, because, or maybe because like the production quality they put into that trailer was just that was awesome.
And they remastered a game too,
Well,
right?
that's
They
the
did
thing.
a lot. They
Yeah.
did nothing with these Tomb Raiders.
It's very very cool.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But I also thought that trailer was very misleading.
Which
What
trailer?
one?
Oh, because the
The
DOS.
Duke Nukem one.
Oh,
Because we started out on a DOS prompt making me think
yeah,
that they
yeah,
got
that's
the
oh
DOS
yeah,
version of
yeah,
Duke
yeah,
Nukem.
yeah,
Drama.
yeah.
But still, though, I mean, at least, I am excited. At least for Legacy of Kain. It's something different. It's not like Gremlin 2 or something.
Right.
I'm interested.
Don't keep saying that though, because it's the
I only
that's
want
gonna be the
Gremlin.
wild card.
Oh, dude,
wacky with Gremlin 2.
I'll have a field day making a video on that. That's the only,
They'll put a quote on the back of the box and says this is his favorite card.
I would love that so much. I don't know if they would give me that much attention, but oh my god, if they did that, I would.
That would be hysterical.
No, they
Yes.
should do a
They
Gremlin
would do it.
2,
They would
but,
do what Katie says. That's what they would do.
but then
Yes,
just do the
yeah,
Gremlin video games on it. Get the Gremlins license.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Those games were wild though.
But like the Atari 2600 Gremlins, the
Yeah.
NES one, the whatever other ones were on it. I think it was a Game Boy one.
I think there was one on the Amiga too.
Probably.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't want first person. I don't want console first person shooters on Evercade. And this is just me. I feel really strong about it because I grew up playing all those FPSs on a PC.
Mm-hmm.
And I always felt any other port to a console, it's inferior because you can't match the hardware, you can't match the controls, and so
Well, the controls were my biggest issue. I tried,
yes,
and I
yes,
still don't know how people play them with the analog.
Awful.
No.
Yeah. Until Halo come, first person shooters on console was gross. And then
Well, even Halo,
came,
I still can't.
No,
do
but
it.
whatever. But Halo made first person shooters on consoles a viable.
Yes,
viable
I agree.
only like Doom. Only if they
If
can put,
anybody
like,
debates that, you're a moron, and move on.
so many good DOS games could be mined. Yeah,
Yes, 100%.
yeah.
I would
yeah.
love a DOS
Collection.
collection. I would like Snoopy's Math. I have so much
Snoopy's Math.
nostalgia for Snoopy's
Nice.
Math.
Yeah, no, I want
The Math Builder. The Math Builder games, those were
Yeah.
good too.
Do you want the Atari 2600 Math Grand Prix too?
That's cool.
Nope. Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
almost forget. So I guess once Alpha does come out, we'll also be getting analog support, and we'll also be getting dip switches for arcade games. So that would be cool.
Yeah, I don't really care about dip switches. Not something I care about.
I do for one because
It's
like.
nice to
Well,
be
I
able
want to see if I
change
could
those
like
things.
if I could one CC a game on easy.
I
You know
got
what I
enough
mean?
dip switches in my
Mhm.
life. I don't need in my games.
Oh, I know Phantom, but yeah, we'll never get those licenses. That would be like way too expensive. I agree. But
I mean, I don't know. I still think one of those things is like a never say never, right? You know, like it.
Oh,
You know, if we can get, I would say if we can wind up getting something like a Sega or something like that, then I think we could wind up getting those Disney licenses because they're already out on things. You know, they exist, even on the little cheap handheld versions of these things over here. You know, I've seen those licenses pop up. So, I would say that that's not out of the realm of possibility.
dude, that'd be fantastic.
Star Wars collection. I mean, that would be kind of cool.
Same
But yeah,
company.
once you crack the Disney code, there you can get all sorts of fun stuff. You know, you get
But
that.
I'll tell you if they do, you know what I want to. Well, for one, like like the Empire Strikes Back on Super Nintendo, that was like frustrating as hell. That was a great game.
Oh, the
and
Supers,
there's-
yeah.
Yeah, and there's a Japanese version or a Famicom version of Star Wars. It's like very, very different than what we
Yes.
got here
Actually,
in the
give me
States.
the Empire Strikes Back on 2600. That was the one I played.
Oh yeah,
That would be cool too. Yeah.
yes.
I
That was
would
one of
dig
my
that.
favorite games.
Well, so
Yeah. I even have the Empire Strikes Back on the NES. That's tough. The JVC one. That's really really tough.
So Brian, technically they could, unless you're referring to first party, but I mean they have Game Boy games. They just they just don't have Nintendo. They I would love that, like a cart that would just have like Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. And then like that'd be cool to play in a Super Pocket, or have a Super Pocket design like that, or have like a Super Pocket design like a Neo Geo Pocket with built-in games. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing about I guess not the good thing, but the expected thing out of a Game Boy collection is you'd want some of those first party properties because like you start thinking about Game Boy and your mind goes directly to a lot of things that are first party Nintendo. So like, that's more Fantasyland than Never Say Never, to be honest, because
that's why I say Konami, because they have put out like those collections for the Game Boy games.
Yeah,
so
that's. I think those are realistic.
Yeah. No, Mouse. Yes. Blade. Yeah. Stop putting out games with stop putting out games that don't have the proper controls, please. Yes, which they haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why they just don't give us keyboard and mouse support for the at least the VS.
There's there's no excuse. But then again, it took them a long time just to get like Turbo. So that's the one thing that I'm a stickler for Blaze, is that anything that you can get like in RetroArch or any other emulators that are free, like in a paid for, that are like built into the thing, like you have to go out of your way to disable mouse and keyboard support, like we should get that.
Yeah.
Well, we had Turbo right from the beginning.
Accidentally though, on Nintendo
on
games.
NES games.
Yes, yeah. It was a happy accident. That sounded dirty.
Yeah, Empire 2600 was the first game you ever played, Dan. That's awesome.
But either way, though, I think like hearing the legacy of Kain, like that's going to give me like a new excited energy. Like I'm cool with that. I can't wait to dive into that. And like you said, Rich, that'll be a lot of content. Maybe the bad thing about that in the Tomb Raider collection will be like, God, will I complete it?
I think I'll really like the first one because I think that just speaks to me. I think most people will prefer the second one, but I think the first one is because I love those.
Yeah.
Top-down games.
I think you're gonna like the first one better too. But it is a really
cool
good game.
That we're getting that's pretty cool. Like a Giga Kart 2 games. It might not be everybody's cup of tea, but like, hey, it puts another 2 games that most people haven't played onto the Evercade. Yep. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. I think they are, and then it is good. It is a good choice to kind of put those out there.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll get the Gex collection next.
Yeah. I just think it's right. I just think it's funny though.
Playing Gex for more than one level. Is that the dude that the whole game takes place like in movie sets?
Or television? Yeah. That's what Dana Gould constantly talking throughout the whole game.
Yeah, because you go to different levels that are like movie sets, right? Like kind of movie games. Yeah.
Because he got sucked into the TV. That's what it was.
Yeah, I really want to play that because that was 3DO, right? That was.
Yeah, but it did show up on PlayStation.
Yeah, it showed up everywhere else. The best version apparently is on PlayStation.
Hey, were you guys aware of this that they pulled the arcade arcade updates? I wonder if that also includes like the high score saves. They said many people don't have Turbo.
Honestly, the Turbo doesn't really bother me because I play the VS and I use a controller that has Turbo.
Yeah,
but it is a godsend though.
It always messes me up the Turbo buttons on TurboGrafx Mini. Because I accidentally put them on, and I'm like, "Oh crap! Why is everything not working? I can't jump because the turbo button's on for jumping, and it just goes like this all the time."
Yeah.
Listen, with older gamer computer geek hands, like I welcome Turbo because
you're not old. Shut up.
Older. Interesting. Well, I guess that's another reason. Update all your stuff because if they take it away, I'm sure they'll bring it back. But I think though we don't have to, but at least one more arcade cart because you've got a dual slot alpha, and to hype that we need one more arcade cart.
I'll take Bubsy 1 and 2.
Oh God,
I have no problem with Bubsy. I still want Shovel Knight 1 and 2, and I still want Rogue Legacy 1 and 2. Go get those, please.
Honestly, if we got a Bubsy collection, they wouldn't be the worst games we've seen on the Evercade.
No, they're not bad games, bro. They're just generic. They're not bad games. They're just generic, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's the Bubsy character, like he says, "What could possibly go wrong?" Like those little weird.
Hey,
Bubsy feels like it would belong on a Pico collection. Like, you know what I mean?
No. Bubsy's was a big release, man, when it came out.
Yeah.
So
only because they advertise it so much.
Yeah, but it's like that kind of game, though.
Yeah, the Jaguar Bubsy was.
God.
Yeah, that was infamous.
We'll get Bubsy 3D on the PlayStation 1. Now that's a bad game. That's infamously bad, actually.
Yeah.
It's a game
there is
people
one more.
play on YouTube because of how bad it is.
Oh, there is one more collection that actually I would also be hyped up that I don't think it would get at this. The Activision Atari collection. Like, come on.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would live in my V. That would like live in my VS. And
Yep. It would be always around anywhere I traveled. You know,
I would almost, you know what? I would almost consider buying 2 of those just to be able to do that.
Oh yeah,
That would be like the one collection, just to the laziness of not having to swap.
yeah.
Ask Blaze we could possibly go wrong with the Bubsy. Yeah. But what I think is also exciting too, not only getting these releases, but I feel like now Blaze has gotten their hardware out of the way, like their major hardware. Like maybe next year there might be accessories, but I think that'll allow them to focus on licenses and all that. Because like, so I don't know about you guys, but like because like like you mentioned, getting all the carts at once. I don't know. Like when I got into Evercade, I loved having volumes 1 for 10, and I could just dive into them, and then the VS having all 6 carts.
Mhm.
Like I don't know. I kind of like that. I don't mind having that overload and being able to spread that out.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't wanna
bought
be
them. Like I
overloaded
didn't buy
anymore.
them all at once. I got the 3-pack, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll buy more, and I just kind of bought them as I went along.
Yeah. And well, for me on that statement for, like just kind of like peeking into next year a little bit, I'm slowly just realizing that Pete is probably right on most of these things. And you're just going to see hardware again.
Yep,
Well,
100%.
Super Pockets, we will.
We're going to get to June.
Well,
And
put it this way.
But I thought for sure that this year was going to be just Super Pockets too, and then we got the Alpha. So
But
I have no. I'm just like I'm throwing caution to the wind, and I'm like, nope. Next year we're going to wind up seeing another piece of hardware. I have no idea.
Well,
what
let me
it
be
is,
more clear.
but it's gonna
They
be-
won't have to. Yeah, let me be more clear. They won't have to spend research and development. Like, yeah, we'll see reskins of EXPRs but they're not going to have to spend a lot of research and develop. You know what I mean? Like the hardware is already created. That's what I mean. Like, of course they're going to. What else could they possibly create unless it's like a new handheld?
Well,
You know what I mean?
Again, it's like they have proven themselves to be a company that puts out hardware.
They're gonna come out with an Evercade VS without HDMI out.
Oh my god!
It's just wireless.
No,
Wireless
it's just
signal.
you just gotta play with no screen.
I thought you were meaning like they would actually have like AV composite videos, SCART.
Yeah, I am like Nostradamus. I predict everything herb.
Yeah. Yes, I would have done it. See, if it was 12 slot, they were like in the back, you just throw a whole bunch of cards. I probably would have bought one.
Well, I mean, like 12 slots is amazing, right? That would have been the
Great.
game changer.
Composite VS.
Yeah.
And just go straight.
No,
old school.
no, the old RF out, so you can plug in your
Yeah.
old CRT.
Oh god.
And then they'll come out with they'll come out with a new CRT TV to go along
Yeah,
with it.
VS2.
That'll be in 3 years. The VS2. That'll be in
And
3
it'll
years.
be in PAL format, so we
in 3
can't
years
use
from
it.
now? Or at the 3rd anniversary of the VS?
No, 3 years. Like how they hinted, like 3 years from now, and they said they would. That one article that we talked about that Pete found, where they said that they could maybe play like PS3 or whatever, but like,
Right.
like
Yeah.
3 years. Yeah.
CRT VS with a light gun.
Amazing. Yeah. What I hope. So
Just
the one
about
thing I
the
hope that.
Just
So-
put the sentence.
So here's the one thing that I've seen Blaze Straight a little bit from that I hope they bring back, and that's like indie games and like indie game
What are
remasters
you
and more
talking
native.
about? I'm playing Indie Heroes 3. Those are all indie games.
No, but
Yeah.
but those aren't native. But there's a difference though. Those aren't native. Those aren't like like you know what I mean?
There's 2 native
Well,
games on it.
Well, the thing is with the native games are cool, and I like the fact that they have that, like, hey, we have native games on the Evercade, but a lot of the native games, well, actually all the native games, they don't have the convenience features that sometimes I like on Evercade games.
Which
Yeah.
is like the save states and stuff.
Yeah, you
And then
can't
your
just
save
save
states-
states or any
a lot
of
of-
that stuff.
A lot
Your
of
save
indie
gets
games
corrupted,
were
yeah.
made for those older systems. So even if they put them on Steam, it's just running through an emulator. So
Exactly. Kara's way behind. No, but like, or like Full Void, like stuff like that. Like I want to see them gonna go back to those.
Yeah,
Like
that would
other
be
like,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely next year I want to see another one. I want to see another like Full Void kind of thing. Like another release that is like a celebration of indie that maybe has its own cart, maybe even a special edition, that kind of thing. So, I may be getting a Tech Edge.
Yay!
Ooh.
A FedEx truck just literally backed itself up into in front of my house. So, yeah.
Nanuka solo cart. I don't know what Nanuka. I don't know what's a Nanuka. Like, is that a real thing, Gene, or did you just like make that up to be funny? I never know. It's funny. It's great.
Nanuka Secret of the Shattering Moon. Oh, is this kind of like a whatchamacallit?
Oh, Shentai Collection. Oh, that would be awesome.
It's from the creators of Full Void. Oh, I didn't know that they made another game.
That would be something. That would be bigger than anything they've come out with in a recent memory.
Full Void 2 next year.
Platformer.
Full Void 2 next year. That would be excellent. Would you get Rich? Anything retro related?
No, this time actually it's school related. It's work related. I don't know why, but I'm really good at finding like older hardware for schools on eBay for like dirt cheap. We have it's like I don't know what it's like Rich's work part of the Evercast, but we have these things in the classrooms where it's like the projector that projects on the screen and you can touch the screen and all that stuff. Some people call them smart boards. Some people call them Promethean boards. Promethean actually is the company over in Britain that makes the same thing in schools. We have Prometheans, and the projectors are like ridiculously expensive. So if you go to Promethean and be like, "Oh, I need to do a projector," they'll be like, "All right, cool. It's $5,000," and you're like, well, "What?" But on eBay, you can find them for like $50 all day long.
Damn.
And so I did. I found a projector with cables and no lamp hour, so it's like basically brand new out of a box. It's $45.
Put the VS into it now.
$45 shipped. It's great. So yeah,
I'll take it.
I did. So that's probably what it is. So yeah, but that game looks pretty cool. That Nanuka thing. Did you guys take a look at it or look it up?
No, share if you have it.
I can share screen. Yeah,
feel free to share.
Yeah, it was on Steam here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this. Okay, no, I knew about. Okay, I just didn't recognize the name. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of looks like Shantae, but
yeah, it really does.
I mean, it's gorgeous looking.
Yeah, it's like a cartoon. Yeah, wow, getting Aladdin vibes. Yes,
2D action platformer.
Yes. Oh my god. Yeah, that would be really cool.
And it kind of feels the same. It's got the same feel and motion as Full Void. Yeah, like the flowy animation style. Dude. That's very cool. I'm all about it. Is this oh, it's to be announced.
Oh yeah.
So it's not out yet. So yeah, I mean, hey, this could be a thing. They've already done it once. How cool would that be?
Now, Blaze will sell it to you, put on a cartridge, and tell you that it'll be put on the cartridge later during an update.
Yeah, coming in 2025.
There you go.
I'm gonna wishlist it. Oh, I thought it was already signed in. Oh well.
You may not want to share your screen while you do it.
Nah. I'll wishlist this.
Yeah.
That's weird. I am signed in.
It just didn't like
I hate when that happens. You're in a Chrome session and Chrome can't look to see if you already have Steam open. Just open up the store for you.
Yeah.
Come on.
The one feature. They said in an interview they'd like to do more on Evercade, so I'd imagine it's possible. Heck yeah, man! I guess I think for me, like one of the reasons like I care about getting a big IP more than just even the game itself is just like I want that one thing, and Evercade is slowly like I feel like pushing the needle there. That one thing to put it on the map.
Yeah.
We're not like, where it's like, ooh, we have to, we're like the general public is a little bit more aware. And I think they tried to do that with like Super Pockets and whatnot.
Well, I mean, not to, like beat the wish list drum too much again, but
Yeah.
I think for real though, if for whatever reason they could find Vic Ireland under whatever rock he's hiding under, and somehow work out a deal that doesn't involve Victor asking for $17,000 million for the licenses. But I swear, if they had like a 3 set working designs, like 3 cart set, I think that would do it.
Yeah.
I think that would do it because it fits completely within the legacy of Evercade. It's classic, beloved titles that are kind of lost to time. They get some re-releases, but all the new re-releases are all weird. They change them. They do all whatever stuff. Like just put out the classic set of Sega CD and PlayStation games because you can't get them anymore. And then when you go to find them, I'm in several groups that do like buy sell trade on retro stuff. I saw somebody put up a picture, and they're like, "Yeah, I found a good copy of Popful Mail on Sega CD. I spent $665 on it." I'm like, "Wow,
that's disgusting."
I was like, "Wow." It's like,
well, so
but it's a great game, and I think it should be out there. So
it is. There's 2 reasons they need to do that. Maybe a few weeks ago, John Hancock did a video about where people actually, as a service, they will sell like reproduction game, like they'll print it like on a real CD. They'll give you a full color manual, like they're the fully translated versions.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how they're getting through that loophole, but I would think like, dude, people are like unofficially releasing your stuff. Maybe you want some money for it. That and like romhacking.net is like going away. And so to get, I don't know how difficult it's going to be to get those translations, but yeah, somebody needs to hit him up the side of the head and be like, dude, you have 0 money. Stop being greedy. You'll make money off of this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So,
like, dude, that would be fantastic.
So yeah, here, let me share the screen because
sure.
There was there's a question there.
Don't even say that. They have a good football game. Yeah, what are the working design games? Yeah.
Yep. So
this is like Rich's passion. He'll show you.
Yeah, it's a good time.
This is like his Chrono Trigger, his like Final Fantasy 3.
Yeah.
This is
so starting from like TurboGrafx and stuff. There's Parasol Stars, Cosmic Fantasy, Popful Mail, Lunar the Silver Star is a huge RPG. It's great. It's good stuff. Vey, another great RPG. It's kind of like lost to time. Lunar Eternal Blue, one of the best RPGs in my opinion of all time. Period. Arc the Lad, which is a great series. Iron Storm, Dragon Force. None of these are Sega Saturn games, so I don't know if we're ever going to get Saturn. But Shining Wisdom is also cool. Ablet Odyssey is really cool. There's they remade Silver Star and Eternal Blue on PlayStation. Those versions, in my opinion, aren't as good. I actually like the Sega CD games better. There's Ray Storm, Alundra, which is another great game. It's kind of like a top-down Zelda kind of thing.
Ray Storm is part of a trilogy. You should get that trilogy.
Oh yeah,
Ray
and it's a shoot 'em up from Taito. That would kind of cool.
Okay, I thought I recognized Ray Storm.
Silhouette Mirage is actually pretty cool. It's a treasure game, so that's actually another like it's good developer stuff. Elemental Gearbolt is like one of the coolest weird games ever.
I used to have that game.
But it requires a light gun, but it's like, oh man, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's interesting because you had to swap between different elements for the bullets.
Yep. Vanguard Bandits, it's another great game. It's really cool. And then after that, I think it starts going. There's Arc the Lad 2 and Ray Crisis.
Oh yeah, Slippy. Jeez.
Yeah, Sylpede. Yeah, I mean it's just like there's tons of stuff. This was PS.
What was their first game?
First game. What?
Way to the bottom. I'm curious.
Well, let me see. Let me go to
Pistola. They did Pistola Stars 3?
Yeah. So
Exile.
Get Alundra,
Exile. Yeah.
Because Alundra was a lot like The Legend of Zelda.
Damn.
What's up?
Alundra. That was a really good game.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
What was funny was I remember the final boss of that game, and I couldn't figure out how to beat the final boss. I was like, I know what I'm gonna do. I don't care about any of his projectiles. I'm just gonna run right up to his face, attack with all my magic, and see what happens. And that's how I beat him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's what Gene was saying. Isn't Alundra tied up with Sony?
It might be
yeah.
because it was a I think Sony may have helped either on the publishing side or something like that. But again, I mean, it could be a game that could be gotten. You know,
Is that a Japanese exclusive?
No, it came out in the US. I had
Oh, okay.
I
I was
bought
just
it in the
curious
US.
with icons.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
So yeah, this is I'm looking at Giant Bomb. So there's sometimes their wiki has like interesting things on there, like it's not 100% accurate because it's like all fan based and stuff. But yeah,
Dude, if they could secure this, then that could be like the. Do I dare say it? Like the Good Pico, like working design collection. They could put out 2 collections of working designs for like the next 5 years and still have stuff.
well, I mean, I would say you could do many more. You could do like because even some of these games, you could do Looter 1 and 2 as one, as one card, and there's no question it would sell, no question. And then you could do Popful Mail and Alundra as a card. They could just keep going. You have the shooter card with the race touring games on them. You could do all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah. And then maybe a few of them may have gotten purchased around and whatever. But the cool thing, well, I guess not the cool thing, but the North American thing about Working Designs is that Working Designs bought the rights to release in North America for some of these games, but the original publishers retained rights for their other territories. So technically, you could get Lunar from Game Arts, and then you just do a deal with Game Arts. But actually, Game Arts has now relicensed the Lunar games to like a mobile company, and the mobile company has the rights now to the Game Arts version. But for me, it's a nostalgia thing. The Working Designs translations of those games for English are the things that I remember. So I would rather have the Working Designs collection. But that's just me. So, but yeah, all good stuff though. Like we could get those, and that would be huge. I think that would be enormous because these games aren't in a lot of places. So,
anyone know what the Ark of the Lad collection is?
Ark the Lad?
Yeah.
It's a strategy RPG series.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So think like tactics and like that kind of stuff. And that would be awesome too, because I like those games.
No more sports unless it's like
We
Indiana.
only have one football game, and it's not
100%.
good.
I want a really good American football game on the Evercade. Yes, I want.
Yes, I do want that.
What would be a good one?
Well, I mean, for me, I want Joe Montana football.
But the license, yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
But you asked me like which one do I want?
True.
It's like I want Joe Montana.
But that's what I'm saying. If it's for it to
Super
be a
high
good
impact
sports,
football.
Yeah, that'd be good too.
but for it to be a good sports game, it has to be like a licensed title. You know what I mean? That's that's what I mean. It would have to be that. I would welcome like Joe Montana, like whatever the latest Genesis one.
Something without real teams or real players, like super high impact football. All fake stuff in there. Don't worry about that. It's over the top arcade action.
Never played it. That might work.
I used to play that in the arcade because they gave out trading cards if you got a touchdown.
Well, that's kind of
So if you got a touchdown, it shot out like a football or baseball card. I think it just depended on what they had available. And if there was no cards available, it gave you a credit.
Oh, cool.
And then I discovered that
it
kind
of like these.
if I was playing against the it was like a sports card, like a regular baseball card. Yeah. So what I discovered though is even if you were playing against the computer, you still got a card if the computer scored. So I would let the computer score to get a card.
Nice.
Is that real Joe Hoops football? No, if it's an arcade game, I'd welcome it. Yeah, if it's an arcade game, yes.
Yeah.
Joe Hoops football.
That's cool.
Watch that be like a real thing. Like he didn't mean to be funny. Oh my god.
That's awesome. So yeah, It's good stuff.
But also baseball, we got to get like the Neo Geo baseball games. Like,
Oh
I
yeah,
wouldn't even mind like Baseball Stars, the NES version. Like that would be good.
or like that one golf game, like the Neo Turf. Like I've heard that's.
Yeah, that wouldn't be. Yeah, the Neo Turf Masters. A lot of people want that one. Would want that one.
No, they did a Barkley Shut Up and Jam.
What do you mean?
They joke.
What about that? No more basketball games unless you can actually get NBA Jam.
Yes,
Oh man,
yeah.
that would be cool.
Or arch rivals. That's
Yeah, Arch Rivals wouldn't be bad, and that's Atari, so
Yeah.
that's completely doable. I remember
Then we
playing
could-
that.
Yeah.
I played
Dude,
that.
we
in
could
the
have like
arcade all the time.
Rampage and all those other ones.
Lloyd's got it.
Oh, they removed the okay. That's what he means. They Joe hooped, so they removed all the
Yeah.
licensed stuff. Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah. But
Yeah, someone
what
said
was
on the
funny
game
about
collection? Yeah.
Arch Rivals, the arcade version, what was really funny about that is that it was played on a countdown timer, and you had to insert coin for more time. But they would purposefully end the time, like if you were shooting for a basket, and right before they would go in, that's when they would cut it and be like, insert a coin to continue. They would do that on purpose like that. Like
That's wild. Oh, sweet.
Thanks for joining us,
Mike.
Mike. Yeah, it's funny to find out all about like those weird things and stuff that they did in arcade games to take your money. Well, that's why I want dip switches, because like you could put the games easier instead of being on like super hard, which some arcades did.
Yeah,
And that's
but
what's kind of
so-
funny, like
if you've got save states, then it doesn't really matter.
well, no, but that's what you can play like on competition mode. Like it's fun.
Well, if you're going to do competition mode, you're not going to be able to change the dip switches because they'd want everybody playing in the same settings.
So then maybe you don't play competition mode, you don't use save states, and you limit the credit. I don't know.
It's like
yeah.
Pinball Arcade let you mess around with the settings in the pinball machine if you bought the pro versions of them. If you messed with those settings, you can mess with them however you liked, but it wouldn't save your scores at all.
Guys, I've got to go.
Oh.
See you next week.
Hurry up, Pete!
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. See you when you get back.
Right. Put Arch back once more. Amiga game. Oh, dude, you're getting an Amiga collection. Oh yeah, dude. That's what if we would get Sega. Well, I mean, even not. Yeah, it would be cool.
I'd be very, very happy.
It would be cool. But yeah, I would love a balanced Sega collection that would include like some Master System games, Game Gear, and like Genesis on one cart.
Mhm.
That would be
Like a Sonic Ultimate Genesis collection.
yes.
Yeah.
And then in that case, I would welcome like 10+ games. Like that would be fine.
Yeah. Well, they would probably have to like for Evercade, you probably split it. Do two. That would be kind of. I would take it though.
Actually, no, I like that idea better, Rich. Like have a month where it's just like Sega, have like just Sega Genesis games, and then have like Master System and Game Gear on one cart. Let's face it, a Game Gear is a portable Master System.
Yes.
So it goes together very, very well.
The tech toy games, that would be kind of cool. Yeah. I mean, that'd have to be some translation work going into them, but some of them are just they just put it out in that territory, and they're the games like like Mortal Kombat or whatever, like random games.
I thought it was funny. I didn't realize that until I saw somebody playing that there was a Battletoads on Master System.
Yeah. That was one of those. I think that was a tech toy.
Yeah, because it definitely didn't come out here.
Yeah.
So there is one other sneaky, like, it would require a lot of work, but Blaze, somehow doing like retro achievements would be freaking amazing next year. I don't know, and you know what? They could even. It would require a lot of work, but they could even do it in a way where you wouldn't have to have an internet connection. Like you could unlock them, because there are like what kind of comes to mind is like the Pac-Man Championship that I played that last. I think that's what it is. It's like the 2D demake that's like on the Namco Digital Collection, and I forgot that has achievements that like unlock. But like I forgot like a lot of games do that. Like they have their own achievements built in that aren't Steam achievements.
Yeah, I think and some of the Evercade games actually have the achievements built into their own games.
Yes.
But it's like
for
it's like the
replayability.
Switch though, where those games have achievements, but that doesn't count towards the whole global.
Yeah.
Right,
ecosystem.
exactly. But yes,
Well, what they could-
a system like that, like either achievements or, obviously leaderboards, something that would even do like for some of these games, maybe even do like speed run stuff, like some kind of built-in thing. And now I got to tell you, I fell into the deepest, darkest hole with NES Championship Edition. That game is ridiculous. To the point where I have a speedrun.com profile now. And I almost every day after work, I pick up that controller and I'm like grinding for world records. Like, it's
Dude,
ridiculous.
you should go online and stream that.
I probably should.
Yeah.
Should.
Well, didn't you already do that? Because you streamed more than once the Nintendo World.
Well, I
Championship.
I just upload my recordings of my results. So I'm probably going to upload this week's results today because it's going to go away for tomorrow. So I won't be able to access it. But
That's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, something like that for Evercade, because you would just get me like going back to all these old carts and then just playing random stuff just so I can get like a good score.
Well, and here's how they could do it. They could come out with like a huge firmware update to where they could implement games where I guess you wouldn't even have to be online.
Mhm.
And then what it could do is just like save like a little like pointer file to the cart that just shows what you've like have the system be on like the VS and the EXP that just shows you what you unlock so you could move it back and forth. I would love everything to be online, but they wouldn't. No, that would be a thing if they did that, and then maybe they like re-release Pico, without remove those licenses, like start to go back and release some of those other games.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be a reason. I know there isn't as much money, but I think that would catch people's attention. Or if nothing else, Rich, do like a speedrun mode. Like that's why I liked Donut Dodo so much, is it has that already built into the game. They need to do that more, where it keeps track of the timer.
Yeah.
But what I would like to see too is have them do like a custom like UI for games. Because you'll see like speedrunner, like they'll have like a button mapped where they can actually like see how fast they complete each of the levels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just do an experiment. Pick a really popular speedrunning game that they could get a license to and have that interface built in. I don't know. Maybe me and you are the only two people that want that. But
I don't know, because
if they added that in, the achievements or the speedrunning stuff, would they only do that going forward, or would you want them to retroactively go back and do every single game?
I'd like them to retroactively go back and do everything.
But is it really worth it for them to do that? Like, that's going to require a lot of time.
It depends
if
on
you
how
could
big
still
of a
buy the
hitter
cart.
you are.
If like that's the thing, like it would be great to have it for Namco, but being that Namco, you know what I mean? Like there's no incentive for them to do that for Legacy from a business standpoint. But carts that you could still buy that maybe people passed up on. I don't know.
Yeah, it could give a new refreshed wave of interest to some of those older carts if when you bought them, you put them in your VS or EXP, they updated with this interface.
Coleco games? What Coleco games have we gotten? Have we gotten any
None.
Coleco games?
Wasn't Sydney Hunter one of those, the Coleco version?
No, in television.
Television.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Yeah, I think that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna
just get.
I don't think we have one.
No.
They said it like more like, oh, did we get any? And I just haven't played them yet.
No, the only so here's the only thing that like, and we'll find this out next year, is that I don't want Blaze to go kind of like Ambernick, where they just keep releasing like too much like new hardware and don't spend the time. But that's why I say like other than reskinning stuff or coming out with some other new designed like clamshell handheld, I don't see what else that they could do, and I don't see that next year. They'll get new hardware, but it'll be like the Tomb Raider edition or Legacy of Kain. I don't know. Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't do that this year.
It'll just be flat colors.
Yeah, I've played Cash Out, Lloyd.
I have that.
Yeah, I have it on the VCS. It's great. It's fantastic. They're coming out with another game too, Pixel. There's another arcade style game that's coming out very soon from them, probably in the next 3 or 4 months. And they had that other game that was kind of like a 2D platformer like kind of like a Pitfall meets Sydney Hunter kind of thing. I think that game looks awesome, but they're not working on it right now. They maybe it comes out next year, but they've been focused on the arcade stuff because it's really been a big hit for them. So, but there is a new game in that like cash cow Donut Dodo arc that's coming out in the next 2 or 3 months. So
Nice.
yeah, we need to get those games on Evercade for sure.
Into Heroes 5.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, well, you never know too. They haven't actually done the rest of the games on in the current Indie Heroes cart. Well, actually, no. It would be that is Indie Heroes 5. Wow.
But that company could have its own collection though. It could have its own collection too. That makes Donut. They have like
they could. But I mean,
really think that they're gonna?
Donut Dodo's already out on one of the.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna put the game out again just because it's in a
No, they wouldn't even have to put Donut Dodo on it. They could put their other. They could put like Cash Cow and their other.
Yeah.
Their other, because you could like if you own like a modded II arcade or whatever, you could buy like a bundle for them for $15 and you get all their games that you can like load on it.
Yep. So, yeah, it's good stuff.
We'll just have to see. But no, I think things might be winding down a little bit. Unless there's anything else you guys want to talk about. The show has been awesome.
I'm pretty good. I actually skipped out on breakfast today, so I'm getting a little hungry side. Need some food badly.
Coming in here at the end.
Don't eat breakfast.
Shame.
Oh, he disappeared.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah.
It did look like. So what do you guys want to plug real quick on your channels, and then I think we can call it an awesome show.
I'm just gonna say there's gonna be stuff that's coming. I'm gonna like I don't want to like say anything in particular because anytime I do that, then it's just the world blows up and then nothing comes out. So I'm just gonna have stuff.
Well,
I
am working on the Indie Heroes 3, but I think I'm going to stop doing those videos like I've been doing them, like the super in-depth ones. Like, as I was playing each of the games, I was writing that portion of the script. I think I'm throwing that all away. I think I'm going to do it just a really quick, like, ranking video when I'm done with it. But going forward, I'm probably going to put up... I tried this before, and it didn't go so well, but maybe I'll try it again. Just doing a video for each individual game. Like I played Donut Dodo already, but I might start it again with Donut Dodo because I want to go back to that because I got frustrated with that last time I played it. But other than that, I got the new pinball tables coming out for Pinball FX, the Princess Bride pinball and Goat Simulator pinball. They're coming out on the 29th. But I have access to those tables, so I got to start playing those. And I'll probably kind of do the same thing with those just so I can get that. That's kind of like doing videos like I used to do them, where I could do them kind of quicker.
Do it.
And I got my polls going up every week for what is the best game, what is the best Evercade cartridge for 2020. And then I'll move on to 2021 and stuff. So it's like the
those are fun.
And the winner right now for week 4 is Xeno Crisis and Tanglewood. And I had somebody complaining about how nobody was voting for Oliver Twins, but
somebody, I don't know if it was sarcastic, but they're like, yeah, Oliver Twins is the most unique and best collection. This poll is stupid.
No, I'm
like,
pretty sure they were being serious.
Yeah,
but,
I was like, whatever. I resisted from responding. I didn't want to be that.
No, I responded. I said, well, yeah, but he's saying that this is why the polls have no purpose because blah, blah,
yeah,
blah,
I was like,
I go, well, that the purpose is that even though the games in the Oliver Twins are unique, that doesn't mean people like playing them. They prefer to play the other cartridges.
Right?
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, I like what you said, Rich. I have stuff next. Yeah, I have no idea because there's that gap next week before like Tomb Raider, before we get Tomb Raider Thanos, and then I'll be all over that. I will be streaming live tonight at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you will want to check that out. And I know because people are asking.
Or I'll be watching Resident Alien.
Yeah, there you go. I do want to say too, real quick, Calling All Retro Gamers isn't dead. Not dead at all. Not dead. Yeah. It'll it'll be coming back. So I kind of mentioned this on my stream because I don't, and believe me, after this, before Rich goes to eat, I will talk. We'll talk, get some stuff straightened out. No, people were asking me in my stream, and I said, listen, it's a combination of Rich, Rich went on vacation. He's been busy at work. Me starting a new job. So it's like a perfect like calamity of busyness for stuff. But it's far from being dead. It will come back, and hopefully will come back more regularly. Yes. Yeah, I said that right.
Yes.
Because I know, like Phantom, if you're here, I know you gifted me and Rich a cop. What's that? I can't pronounce a Bathor or whatever the hell that's. That cool like 2D like Magic Sword type game.
Yeah. Oh, is that with the huge characters? I think somebody.
No. It's kind of like Golden Axe meets Magic Sword, and it's awesome. But no, he did that so me and him could play co-op on card, which I think would be awesome. So
yes.
We haven't forgotten about all that stuff. Rich still has his completion quest. We have the usual stuff to talk about. And for those of you who don't know what Calling All Retro Gamers, it's can we jokingly call it like Evercast 2? So if you enjoy if you enjoy our channels and you like talking, want to talk about other stuff that bleeds off from Evercade and other things, then dude,
it's actually the Evercast Lite because it's
Evercast 2.
It's the Evercast Lite because it's the same content with half the people.
But the other thing, we also need to get, because we have to. So for those of you who don't, we have to get to the 4,000 watch hours, because then me and Rich can do something like really fun with memberships. That's like 100% like his idea, and I want to do that so bad because I think people are really going to like it. So, but we need to put up more content to do that. Is what I.
Yes.
So we have incentive for these for these fun, for these fun things. But it does take the coordination, because it's not like me and Rich would ever go live by ourselves on car. I tried to think of a bizarre, because that like kind of defeats the purpose. Like we would just do that on our own time.
Exactly.
So that's kind of why, if you haven't seen other content, like if anything else, we could just go live and do things. It's and we may be going back to putting out solo content that we did that's not live. But,
whose channel is that on? Is that on its own channel?
It
yes.
Is. Yep.
You should probably mention that.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
In every description of every video that I put out on Bacon Ice Cream Productions, it's the top listed channel.
When was the last time you looked at the description of a video you watched?
I do it all the time. I don't know.
True. If I'm watching it on my TV, that's not.
That's true. That's very.
Oh, okay. Well, if you go to like our YouTube landing pages, like I put like secondary channels, and it's the only one. It's like listed.
Because even if I am watching on my computer, I'm usually doing something else, and I'm listening and watching. I'm not scrolling down descriptions unless
I hear you.
Something.
I will say that card gets kind of like, it's like a niche within our channels. So that's if anything.
Yeah. Oh man! Happy birthday, Atari fan! That's awesome. I hope you feel better though.
Oh yeah! Oh, sorry.
That's really cool.
Oh, that's where it started with the painkillers. Jeez.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, he's the Atari fan 72.
That's right.
But yeah, so that's all the kind of good things that we have, that we have going on our channels, and that's why I say always, subscribe to us. Check out the community tab, because if you happen to stumble here through the YouTubeverse, you're not going to want to miss all this awesome stuff on our separate content. All of our channels have memberships. If you want to support us in ways, you can do that. So go ahead and check that out. And again, thanks Airboard for rejoining or coming back as a new member. Appreciate that. And before I thank channel members, when we go out, Crow, you have the last word.
This is absolutely fascinating.
Thanks, Crashline, Mr. Shua, Immortal Sojourn, Sucker MC, Ember Cummings, Joe Whitlash.